Hi everyone, welcome to End of the World Weekly. Let me tell you how this show works. I'm Newsbot 29000. I'm a robot from the post-apocalyptic future. I've been programmed to send these broadcasts into the past in hopes that you Earth humans can avoid all the calamities that led to the end of the world. Okay, got it? Good. So let me tell you about some of your current events and how they spiral out of control and bring about the apocalypse. After the state of New Jersey wasn't able to agree on a budget, all public spaces, including state-owned beaches, had to remain closed for the busy 4th of July weekend. With his approval rating already in the shitter, Governor Christie said, "What the hell?" and took his family to one of the closed beaches next to the governor's mansion. Constituents were furious that Christie was allowed to go to the beach when no one else was and called for the governor's head. But really, wasn't taking a family vacation to a New Jersey beach punishment enough? North Korea successfully tested an intercontinental ballistic missile on Tuesday, calling it a present for America on its birthday, proving definitively that North Korea didn't know anything about gift giving. Shortly after the rocket test, UN Ambassador Nikki Haley held an emergency meeting to discuss new tactics and sanctions that could be put in place against North Korea and its few remaining trade partners. The United States hoped that they could dissuade the hermit nation from continuing to build its nuclear arsenal through diplomacy, but Kim Jong-un would only accept one thing in exchange for him halting his nuclear ambitions. He wanted Donald Trump to tell the world that Kim's penis was way bigger than Trump's. While touring a West Virginia coal plant, Secretary of Energy Rick Perry gave a little explanation of supply and demand, saying that, "You put the supply out there, and the demand will follow." Which explains exactly why the price of dick pics skyrocketed when phones first got cameras in them. And with that, we turn to our Alternative Facts of the Week segment. Let's get started! Alternative fact number 1. Trump and Putin's first official meeting was scheduled for Friday. When asked by reporters if he was looking forward to it, Trump said he was just happy the two didn't have to hide their love anymore. Alternative fact number 2. A group of bandits stole $850 from a Manhattan cat cafe this week. That is, a cafe that has a ton of cats in it patrons can pet while they sip their lattes. Luckily for the establishment, the cat burglars stuck to cash, and not the coffee shop's most valuable assets: their customers' childlike sense of wonder and whimsy. Alternative fact number 3. A Florida man put his dead wife on ice so he could continue to collect her benefits. The man got away with the grisly ruse for 8 years before getting caught while making frozen margaritas at his 4th of July party. Alternative fact number 4. The House Armed Services Committee proposed a plan to add a branch to the U.S. military, the United States Space Corps, an entirely new division whose sole purpose was apparently to measure the height, width, and depth of a given area in order to accurately calculate its volume. Alternative fact number 5. Joey Chestnut won Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest this 4th of July with a record-breaking 72 dogs. Then, he won the annual Pepto-Bismol vomiting competition immediately afterwards with a record-breaking 72 dogs. That does it for this week's segment of Alternative Facts. If you have any alternative facts you'd like to hear on next week's episode, just leave a comment below. Trump's voter fraud panel ran into a roadblock this week after every state asked refused to hand over their voter data to the commission. Trump was still clinging to his claims that illegal voting cost him the popular vote and desperately wanted to prove it. His panel knew that minority voters tend to lean left, so they wanted to make it more difficult for them to vote. And the states wanted to hide the fact that they had passed a bill allowing squirrels to vote in the 2016 election, and those rodents love nuts. On Monday, federal prosecutors asked a judge for a gag order so that pharma bro Martin Shkreli would stop speaking to the press about his fraud trial. Shkreli was accused of 8 counts of fraud and misleading investors while he was running his investment funds. During a break from the trial, the pharma bro went to the press room of the courthouse and complained about the case to reporters. The judge denied the gag order request on Wednesday, so long as Shkreli promised to stop talking about the case in and around the courthouse, which Shkreli promised to do. And we all know that a promise from Martin Shkreli is as good as a watered-down life-saving drug that you can't afford. Well, that does it for this episode of End of the World Weekly. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to tune in again next week, and we'll have a brand new episode. Thanks again for watching. Bye!
delicious.